My dear students, we had a kind of a discussion about section of the midbrain at the level of superior colliculus. Now I am talking about a section of the midbrain at the level of inferior colliculus. Okay, now this is about the section of midbrain at the inferior colliculus. The most important, the first thing which I want to mention here at this inferior colliculus section is the, look at this, this is the periaqueductal gray matter and this is the cerebral aqueduct. And the first important structure which I would like to mention here, it is about the trochlear nuclei, both the right and left trochlear nuclei. Trochlear is a motor cranial nerve, purely motor, supplies the extraocular muscle, and it supplies superior oblique. The name of the muscle which is supplied by the trochlear nucleus, trochlear nerve, the name of the muscle is superior oblique muscle. Now, look at here, the speciality of this trochlear nerve, from the nucleus, when the axons, the trochlear nerve fiber, when it is coming out from the midbrain, they come out initially not anteriorly, not from the anterior side. They emerges out from the posterior side. Look at here. And they cross, when they emerge almost within the periaqueductal gray matter only they cross, and after crossing then they emerge on the dorsal aspect. Out of 12 cranial nerve, this is the only cranial nerve which is emerging from the dorsal aspect of the brain stem. Understand? So there's a one speciality of the trochlear nerve, and after crossing and emerging from the dorsal aspect of the brain stem, then later in the further course it comes on the lateral side of the crus cerebri and goes to the orbit. Okay, that's the first important thing which I mentioned in the periaqueductal gray matter. Then the next structure which I would like to mention in the periaqueductal gray matter, that is mesencephalic nucleus of trigeminal nerve. Let us label that. After mentioning about the trochlear nuclei which are located in the periaqueductal gray matter, the next important nucleus which I am going to mention in the periaqueductal gray matter, that is about mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve. Trochlear nerve is a nucleus is a motor nucleus supplying the superior oblique muscle of the eyeball, whereas mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve is purely sensory nucleus. The speciality of the mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve, it is the only nucleus located, situated inside the CNS, central nervous system, which has got unipolar neurons and act like a first order neuron in sensory pathway. I repeat again, mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve is the only nucleus which are located within the CNS, has got unipolar neurons and behaves like a first order neuron in the sensory pathway. And when I say in the sensory pathway, what kind of sensation it receives? This mesencephalic nucleus, it receives proprioceptive information from muscle of mastication, TMJ, and also from the periodontal membrane. So from the periodontal membrane and from the TMJ and from the muscle of mastication, it receives all these proprioceptive information via trigeminal nerve. Okay, yeah, so that is a mesencephalic nucleus. Remember, before I go to the next anatomical feature in the tegmentum, I would like to repeat this. This is the only nucleus inside the CNS, has got unipolar neurons and behaves like a first order sensory neuron. We have one more nucleus within that periaqueductal gray matter, that is nucleus of Dachsevich. After looking at the trochlear nerve origin as well as the mesencephalic nucleus of the trigeminal nerve in the periaqueductal gray matter, now the next anatomical feature which I am going to mention here in the tegmental region at the level of inferior colliculus, that is the decussation of superior cerebellar peduncle fiber. So that is the decussation of the fibers which are coming from the contralateral side of the dentate, emboliform and globus nuclei of cerebellum. So in a simple statement you can say this is the decussation of the fibers of superior cerebellar peduncle. Remember. Then after the decussation of the superior cerebellar peduncle fiber, the next anatomical feature which I am going to mention here in the tegmental region, they are the important ascending pathways, sensory ascending pathway. They are medial lemniscus, trigeminal lemniscus, spinal lemniscus, and the one more lemniscus which we got it here at the level of inferior colliculus, that is a lateral lemniscus. And medial lemniscus, as we already discussed in the superior colliculus level, I just say one word about it. It is a upward continuation of the fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus carrying the conscious proprioception and tactile discrimination and localization along with the stereognosis. And trigeminal lemniscus is carrying the pain and temperature sensation from the opposite side of the face. Spinal lemniscus is upward continuation of the lateral spinothalamic tract carrying the pain and temperature from the opposite side of the body, whereas the lateral lemniscus carries fibers concerned with the auditory pathway. And this lateral lemniscus ultimately it synapses with the neurons of the inferior colliculus. Lateral lemniscus fibers, the axons which are there, the bundle of axons of the lateral lemniscus carrying the auditory fibers, auditory pathway fibers, ultimately they synapse with what? Inferior colliculus. And further from the inferior colliculus, they go to the medial geniculate body. Okay, so these are the important ascending pathways. Now next important one more tegmental feature, that is central tegmental tract. So almost a bundle of axons which are running through the center of the tegmentum. Because of the location it is called as central tegmental tract, but these bundles are connecting the basal nuclei as well as periaqueductal gray matter down with the inferior olivary nucleus of the medulla oblongata. That is what those bundles are trying to do. They connect the periaqueductal gray matter and basal nuclei with what? With the inferior olivary nucleus. So that is about the central tegmental tract. Now apart from that, you have that is the medial longitudinal fasciculus. Medial longitudinal fasciculus is nothing but the efferent fibers coming from the vestibular nuclei. And after the medial longitudinal fasciculus, the next structure what is here, that is the tectospinal tract coming from the superior colliculus, okay, concerned with the spino-visual reflex. Then after the tectospinal, this bundle of fiber, that is a rubrospinal tract. Rubrospinal, which is an important descending motor tract stimulating the anterior horn of the spinal cord neurons, which are nothing but the motor neurons. So rubrospinal is facilitating the flexor muscle neurons, remember. So this is about the MLF in a short form, medial longitudinal fasciculus. This is a tectospinal and that is a rubrospinal tract. So now the last few minor points which I can put it here, this is about interstitial nucleus of Cajal. A few minutes before I said within the periaqueductal grey matter, that is the nucleus of Dakshevich, this small pink color nucleus which I have mentioned here, and this is the interstitial nucleus of Cajal. This interstitial nucleus of Cajal and the nucleus of Dakshevich, they are all concerned with the upward gaze and the downward gaze movement of the eyeball, and they consider these nuclei as a accessory oculomotor nuclei.